Here is February 2025. How many do you need?
I got this.
One. How many do you need?
Done.
Each one.
4 pieces each. Little. Oh, we're missing one here. And then, okay, but sometimes there's extras in the little pieces. Yeah, we're good. This is your side, this is my side. So I'm gonna go first.
You're going first. Okay, fine.
And we always go this way.
Okay, so
But
this is my side.
this is my bank.
Okay.
And that's your bank. Now I'm gonna go here.
Shouldn't this be my bank? It's closer to me. And that's your bank closer to you. No? Okay. Bank is on the right side of you. Okay.
Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and get my laptop. Oh, what was that?
Is recording us playing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Your turn.
You have
Stop.
hair.
I know I have.
All right.
You keep going.
Okay.
No.
Now do it.
And now you grab anywhere on your side.
I'm done.
After you go to your bank and you have no more marbles, you go back to your side and grab anywhere.
Oh. Well.
Oops.
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm out. Is that enough room? Or you wanna, yeah. There you go. I think we'll frame. Yeah.
It was your turn.
My turn?
Yes.
Do I have to? Oh, this one. Did I drop 2 in there?
No, you're not.
Oh!
Oh wow, this is yummy food over here, but how was
Where's your mom?
What is this was?
I think maybe. I think we're done.
Yeah, let's get started.
Go get your binder.
No, we're gonna
Or here, what? We'll put it over
You can put it like right here and then
Yeah.
continue.
well,
later.
Yeah.
let me get my jackpot.
What do you have there?
Okay.
it's my turn. I grab anywhere. I'm just gonna put it over here.
Alright, great.
Let it be.
Yeah, no, because, yeah, thank you. Awesome. Question of the day.
Question of the day. Do you have any questions?
I'm good. So far, so
Question of the day is, what invention do you want to see most in the future?
What do you want to see most in the future? Oh, future.
All my cards done.
All your cards done?
Okay.
Okay.
What is your goal?
What is your
for
goal
today?
for today?
10.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Alright, I will go ahead and grab you a better pencil. But you are good to get started.
You are good. Get started.
How are we doing so far?
How
I
are
need-
you doing?
I need another pencil.
you forgot my help card. Help card.
I have a new one here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care. See ya.
You too. Hiding party on March 14th, by the way. We have one.
Pi Day. We saw the sign. Pi Day on March 14th. By the way, Pi Day. Party on March 14th.
What's the party?
Okay, so there are various things that'll be going
There
on.
are various things that will be going on.
We have different
We have
stations.
different stations.
So we have
So we
a contest for digits of pi.
contest for a
For digits of pi, like
digit
memorizing.
digits of pi.
Of pi.
Oh, digit of pi.
So who can memorize the
So
most?
who can memorize the most?
We have raffles and
We
food.
have raffles and food.
Yeah, so pizza
So yeah, pizza
and pie. Just circle
and pie.
based
Just
food.
circle based food.
In addition to that,
In addition to that,
we have our annual pie and
we
dinner
have our
phase.
annual
Pie and dinner phase.
pie in the face.
So,
So
next week is election week.
Next week is election week.
So everybody gets to cast their
Everyone
votes
gets
for
to cast their votes tomorrow.
all of next week.
All of next week.
So they get to cast their
So
votes.
they get to cast their votes
For which
For
one of us gets
which
pie in the
one of
face.
us gets pie in the face.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
it's
pretty
gonna be me.
sure it's gonna be me.
I fell.
Okay.
We'll see when the vote
We'll see when the vote
takes place next
takes
week.
place next week.
And I sent you an email. So just RSVP.
Oh. He sent me an email to RSVP. So I need to
I sent
check
it last
my
night, though. It was recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, go on.
Alright, how are we doing with this speech?
It'll be on a Friday.
How are we doing on this page? It is on a Friday. We can come. Yeah. Unless you have a robotics tournament. But if it's here, no problem. So. I might have to pay for
On that day.
yeah,
Okay.
class. That's a month away. Well, no. 2 weeks.
A bit more than that. So like I think it's like 19.
So 2 weeks notice is what the usual is. Or preferred.
Mm-hmm. Wait, is that, where's your mom? Where's your mom? Oh no, that, yeah, okay, I remember. Bye. Can you move your hand just for a second?
Can you move your hand
I'm trying to look
just
at
for a
this.
second?
Okay, thanks.
Just trying to look at the page number. Oh.
All right, we'll see you soon. Bye.
They want him to go on? Okay, so he wants you to check 6.
That was the only thing.
That was the only thing.
And it looks like you
And
did
it looks like you did
make a similar
make a
sort of
similar
mistake on
mistake on the other
some of
two.
these.
Some of these.
Which one are we looking at?
Which one are we looking at?
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
What's going
Sorry.
on?
What's going on? He was looking over.
Hi.
Yeah, that's the only solution I could find.
Oh, that was the only
That was the
mistake.
only one.
Do you know why that,
Do you know why
that it's positive?
that it's positive?
Okay, the reason that it's
The
positive
reason that it's positive
is because you have
is because you have
a negative number.
a
Times
negative
a negative
number
is
Yeah.
times is a positive.
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, have a good one. Okay, let him turn around. It's correct,
It's correct.
and it's equivalent,
And it's equivalent.
but you can do more.
But you can do more.
Things can be combined here.
Things can be combined here.
Good job.
Good job.
And what else
And
can be
what
combined?
else can be combined?
So these could be combined.
These could be combined.
Okay. Okay, remember that
Remember
the exponent
exponent
changes
changes
when variables are multiplied
when
together.
variables are multiplied together.
Do you remember why?
Do you remember why?
Do you remember the meaning of
Do you
exponents?
remember the meaning of exponents?
no, but I just know the answer.
Is not the same thing as.
Not the same thing as.
It's not the same thing as.
Not the same thing as
2 times 4.
2 times.
Do you know why?
Do you know why?
No.
It's okay.
It's okay.
This
This
is the number that
is
gets
the number that gets
repeatedly multiplied.
repeatedly multiplied.
Does that make sense?
Does that make sense? No.
What part doesn't make sense?
What part doesn't make sense?
I don't even know what's happening.
Okay. Take it slowly. Multiplication is not the same as
Addition.
addition. So just repeat what you said.
Okay.
Yeah.
For
For
this example here,
this example here.
4
4
to the second power
to the second power
means
means
4
4
times
times
4. Does that make sense?
Does that make
I know
sense?
4 to the power 4 means that.
Means what?
4 to the power of 4 means this.
No.
No.
No,
Because
No, that
the
would be-
exponent tells
The
us
exponent tells you how many.
how is it not?
this is 4 to the power of 4 now.
This is now 4 to the 4th power. But 4 to the 2 power is just 2 4s
Multiplied.
multiplied.
But remember what you had
But
here.
remember what you had here.
When you had
When you had
this over
when you
here,
had this over here.
it wasn't being joined by
It wasn't
multiplication.
being joined by multiplication.
Was it just subtracting?
It was just
It was
subtraction.
just subtraction.
So it's just negative 5?
Negative. How many
How
u
many
squareds
u's
are here?
squared are here?
2.
Why?
Why? No, how many u squareds are here?
There are 2 u's being
There
multiplied,
are 2 u's being multiplied,
but how many?
but how many?
2 used to the exponents.
Let me ask a different
Let
question.
me ask a different question.
How many
How
u
many
squareds
u
are here?
squares are here? No, how many u squares are here?
I'll explain
Okay,
differently.
sorry.
Okay. If let's say I
If
had
I
something
say-
simpler like this one.
I had something simpler like this one.
How many u's are there
How many u's are there?
for 35u?
For 35u.
35u represents 1 u?
35u represents
Only 1 u?
only 1 u?
It's just a U.
Well, there's 1 u on the paper.
There's 1 u on the paper.
But do you remember what?
But do you remember? Augie, can you look at me when he's talking? Okay, try again.
Do you remember
Do you remember
what it means
what it means
when you have
when you have
a number next to a
a
variable?
number next to a variable?
Just subtractions. Not
A number.
A number.
Just a number.
Just a
multiplying.
number.
Yes.
Multiplying.
Does
Yes.
that make sense?
Does
Yes,
that make
I
sense?
understand
So that means
what you have to do when there's a variable next to another variable.
Hey, Augie, I'm sorry. Just slow down. I'm just making sure you're getting the concepts. That's all he's doing.
you said
go on.
multiplication, correct?
Multiplication, correct?
So that means
So that means
if we were to really write this out
if
as
we were to really write this out
as repeated addition,
repeated addition,
it would be
it would be
negative u plus negative u
negative u plus negative u
over and
plus
over again
negative u over and over again
until we do that 35
until
times.
we do that 35 times.
Do you understand
Do you understand
that?
that?
It's the same idea here.
It's the same idea here.
How many u squareds
How
are
many
there?
squareds are there?
Negative 5 U's.
Yet negative 5
Negative
u
5
squared.
u
Yes.
squareds. Yes.
How many of
Maybe write that out. Maybe write that out.
negative u squared minus u squared?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it represents.
Yeah. 35 times. Okay.
Do we understand
Do
this
you
part?
understand this part?
Now,
Okay. Now,
are you cold?
are you cold?
No, I'm just.
Okay.
Okay.
This negative u squared
This negative u squared
was already
was
there to begin with.
already there to begin with.
Do you understand how I got from
Do
here to
you
here?
understand how I got from here to here?
Is it? For you to.
Are there 4 of them?
Are there 4 of them?
Well, you're subtracting 1 set of u's against 5 other u's.
But is this
But is this
positive or
positive
Or negative?
Negative.
Negative.
so you have a negative
So you have a negative
or negative 1
or
Negative
negative
of
1
these
of these
u squared?
u squares.
So if you have negative 1
So if you have negative 1
of this thing,
of this thing,
and then you take
and then you
away
take away
5 of the
5
same thing,
of the same thing,
how many of
how many?
Negative 6.
negative 6 what?
Negative 6 what?
U.
You,
Exponent.
yeah.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay!
Also,
Also,
one thing you can do
one thing you can do
is before
is before
you distribute,
you distribute,
you can combine like
can
terms first.
combine like terms first,
Only where
only where
applicable.
applicable. You need to explain applicable, like
Where it applies.
where it is the same thing.
Yeah, like
Okay,
terms.
like terms.
You have the right idea,
You have the right idea,
but be mindful of
but
which
be
variable you're squaring.
mindful of which variable you are squaring.
Good job.
Good job.
I just don't know which either. I don't know if it would make sense or you have the n inside and then you have the 2 outside. Got it. I got it.
Okay. Was it just a matter of figuring out how to write it
It's a
on
matter
paper?
of figuring how to write it on paper. Feel-
Do you want a piece of paper?
Should. Can you tell me what your thought process is so far?
Can you tell me what your thought process is so far?
I understand myself like this. I still didn't solve this, but I solved 2Q and 3Q, meaning 3 times 2, but both of them have Q.
Is this an equal sign or a minus
Is
sign?
this an
Negative.
equal sign or
It's a
minus?
negative. I just
A negative.
put another dash because I thought you could see that.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we have 2 Q's
Now
being
we
multiplied.
have 2 Q's being multiplied.
What do we use to represent
What do we
repeated
use?
multiplication?
Repeated multiplication.
Okay.
Good.
So is this overall okay now?
Yeah, this
Yeah, this
is what this equals.
is what this equals.
Just like that? It's all correct.
It's all correct.
It's
Okay.
all correct.
But can be simplified.
But
When
can
he's
be
done,
simplified.
I'll be available. Okay, when he's done. Okay.
D's can't do anything. 10 PQ?
Why?
Why?
Because 18 minus 8 is 10.
Is that a positive
Is
18?
that a positive 18?
So we're not doing 18
So
minus
we
8.
aren't
So
doing
negative
18 minus 8.
26.
Good cow.
Good catch.
What's that?
Exactly like that.
Exactly like that.
Good job.
Good job.
I don't know who you are, but I never existed you. You never existed. Yay, the next one looks so normal.
Is that sarcastic?
Is that sarcastic?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Make sure to.
Make sure.
Actually, I'll just let you copy it down.
Actually, I'll just let you copy.
Done.
Make sure that you copied
Make
it down correctly.
Sure that you copied it down correctly.
I know what I'm doing. It's copied.
Not correctly.
Not correctly.
There's something missing.
There's something missing.
This
sign.
negative.
Yep.
One thing I'll say,
One thing I'll say.
since the mastery check for this
Since the
is coming
mastery
soon,
check to this is coming soon.
within the next
Within
few
the
pages.
next few pages.
Well, it better come down.
Just
Just
pay extra.
pay extra
Attention to negative signs.
to negative signs. May I say something?
No.
You're not the only student who needs to pay
I
attention
still have
to negatives. Your brother did too, and got many wrong because of not paying attention to negatives. So it's a common problem. Just pay attention.
Well, it's not gonna be my problem.
Okay. Side note. Good. Okay.
For the record, though,
For the record, though,
I made the same
I
mistake
made the same mistake
in high school a
in
lot.
high school a lot. So
It
it's
is
okay.
very common. Awesome. My younger sister was the same way. She's like, can you just like tell me the answer?
Just get this over with.
Done.
I like it now. More explained. I think if I had it simplified for me too, maybe I'd have been like, okay.
Not so bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think math at like once you get to like algebra gets so daunting because if there are other like misconceptions underlying it
You
just
get to
compounds.
algebra and gets,
Well, I'm in algebra, why not?
yeah, but it
And
gets
beyond.
daunting. You're in beyond now too, not just in algebra.
I guess what I meant
I
is
guess
like
what I meant is like
when there are underlying misconceptions from previous years.
misperceptions from previous years.
No, not 3. 3 minus
No,
6 is not 3. 3 minus 6 is not 3.
3 minus 6 is not 3.
Can you take 6 from this?
Can you take 6 from this?
No.
No.
Do you remember borrowing?
Do you remember borrowing? You did it right last night for math.
Shush.
Okay.
You can be quiet.
Sorry.
You don't have to rub it in.
I already know the last digit
I
can't be
already
1.
know the last digit cannot be 1.
How is it not 1?
Because 1 minus 2 is not 1.
1 minus 2 is not 1.
It's subtracting.
Augie,
Do you need a review of borrowing?
do you need a review of borrowing?
No.
Let's do
Just
it.
a reminder.
Well, that's how you're gonna have to
Let's
do
do it.
most of these.
That's how you're gonna have to do most
Is it
of
supposed to be
these.
bigger and then the smaller number?
What?
What?
Is it supposed to be a bigger and then a smaller number, or is it smaller and then a bigger number?
What do you mean by that?
Oh.
Like-
no. Okay. What do you mean by that?
So
So
when we have problems
when
like
we
this,
have problems like this,
yes, we would want
yes, we would want
the bigger number up top.
the bigger number up top.
Now, of course, in middle school,
Now, of course, in middle school,
you would have learned that
you
these
would
are not
have learned that these are not equal.
because switching the order in
Because switching
subtraction
the order in subtraction
leads to different results.
leads to different results.
Which is why
Which is why
1 minus 2
1 minus 2
is not 1.
is not 1.
It is, in fact,
It is,
negative.
in fact, negative 1.
But if we
But
introduce negatives
if
to
we
this,
introduce negatives to this,
it would become more
it
complicated than
would
necessary.
become more complicated than necessary.
I'm gonna read it.
I'm gonna read you.
It says 2.
Okay,
No.
let him read you. No. Okay.
So
So
we start in the ones place and
we
think,
start in the ones place and think.
can we do 4 minus
Can we
8
do 4 minus 8
and get a positive
and
result?
get a positive result?
No. So
So
we're gonna go to our neighbors next
we're
door
going to our neighbors next door
in the tens
in the
place.
tens place.
And
Oh,
the
no, I better. Well, this one is easier. In my.
which one is easier?
This equation is easy in my.
What would you get?
What would you get?
Well, let me do my.
I'm gonna finish my explanation
I'm going to
because
finish
you
my
gave me 2
explanation
incorrect
because
results in a
you
row.
gave me 2 incorrect results in a
Look,
row.
hold on.
Which,
Which,
what are you doing there?
what are you doing there?
Oh, you took away 44 from this and this?
Yeah,
Oh, you
so
took
therefore I
44
took
away from this and this?
Then I should choose different numbers.
Okay, then I should choose different numbers.
No, you shouldn't. That's not even solvable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. What? Okay.
I can still get the answer.
Are you gonna
Are you gonna
try to do something like
try to
this?
do something like this?
Because if
No,
you try to
Because
take
if you try to take
276
276
from actually, if
Yeah,
now if you try to take
sure.
now if you try to
276
take
from this,
276
Sure.
from this,
you'll also have to borrow.
you'll also have to borrow.
You're a jerk.
I will show you how
I
to do
will
this. with
show
borrowing.
you how to do this with borrowing.
What if I don't want to borrow at all?
Okay, you solved it so I could get $30 even last night. You knew how to borrow. Just do it.
Or
Whoa, this is a 9.
how do you know?
How do you know?
Because I just know.
What if it's
What if it's
not a 9?
not a 9?
Would you be able to, what if I just claim
What
that
if
it's
I
not
just
9?
claim that it's not 9?
Would you be able to
Well,
tell me
here's the
otherwise?
thing.
Be able
Here's
to
the thing.
tell me
Let me explain.
otherwise?
I know we have a match for these 3, but this is a 0. This is a 5.
So,
So,
then
Don't
what?
you want to borrow some money from the other higher ups?
From which higher ups?
from which higher ups?
The upper digits, the 10,000s, the 100,000s.
Well, you can't borrow from
You
either
can't
of these.
borrow from
Yes, you can.
either of these.
There's 0. You can't borrow
There's
anything.
0. You can't borrow anything.
You have nothing.
They have
Well,
nothing.
you're gonna have to be forced to.
Borrow
Make-
from their other.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead
I'm
and
gonna
explain
go ahead and explain this.
because I was gonna
Because I was gonna
say that.
say that.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay.
6 minus 9.
6 minus 9.
3.
No.
No.
Can we get a
Can
positive
we
result
get a
from this?
positive result from this?
No.
So
So
we need to go next
we
door
need to go next door
to the tens
to
place
the tens place
and borrow
and
10
borrow 10
Why 10?
because it's the tens place.
because it's a tens place.
Do you understand?
I don't
Do you
understand. No.
understand?
No. No.
I'm
I
gonna show
probably
you.
never explained to him.
Okay,
Okay.
No! Explain it to me!
Well,
that's what I'm
he
doing.
is. That's what he's doing. Okay, so borrowing 10. I have to write it down.
From where?
The tens place. So there's 10 there.
So there's 10 more here, and then there's 10 less here.
10 less here.
That's 7.
70 minus 10.
It's really a 70, yeah, because it's in the tens.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry.
7.
Sorry. It's in the tens.
Are you
place.
talking about this being 7?
This being 7?
Good.
Good.
Now, do you understand why
Do you
this became 6?
understand why this became
Or
6?
this digit became
Or
6?
this digit became 6?
Not really.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Oh wait, well, because you borrowed from it, and so, and in order for this to be a 16, this would have to be decreased by 1. So therefore you have 6 here.
decreased by
Decreased
I know
one
by
group
I
of...
know
one.
what just happened. I know what just happened.
No, I don't.
Hold on.
Okay, sorry.
I think he's on the right track.
Yeah, okay.
It decreases by one
You're on
group
the right
of
track.
what?
One group of what?
Because it's in the tens place.
Because it's in, okay. Because it's in the tens place.
Good. So we
Good.
have 6
So
tens
we have
minus 2
6
tens.
tens minus 2
Are we trying to
tens.
make this bigger, this number a bigger number than these?
Follow my train of thought and we'll get
Follow
there.
my train of thought and we will get there.
Okay.
Okay?
6.
6,
Take away 2.
take away 2.
Can we do that and get a positive result?
Can we do that and get a positive result?
Why not? Yes.
Why not?
Why?
Yes, why?
Because it'll be 4.
Yes.
Yes.
Make sure to align them with the
Make
place value.
sure to align them
Be careful.
with the place
I know.
value. Don't talk back. No. Mm-mm. Say yes, sir. Okay. All right, go on.
I was just gonna let it
Sorry.
become misaligned and then
Oh,
point it
okay.
out later.
Okay. Learn the hard way.
All right.
All right.
Can you do 2 minus 6 and get
Can
a
you
positive
do
result?
2 minus 6 and get a positive
You would need
result?
5 more. Yeah, 5 more.
Okay.
To be-
Okay.
When we borrow though,
When we borrow, though,
can we borrow 5 at a
can we
time?
borrow 5 at a time?
No, we can't.
No, we can't.
Every time you borrow,
Every
Oh,
time
I
you
forgot.
borrow.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
It becomes 10 of ones, please.
So,
So
what-
basically,
So-
if it was 9, it would be 19. Because
where
you
where are
want-
we talking?
Where are we talking?
Because you borrowed it from here.
Can't. It's empty. It's a
Yeah,
0.
it's empty. It's a 0.
So I
So
will explain that. That's
I
why I
will
put the zeros there.
explain that. That's why I put the zeros there.
No fair!
So
So
this 200
this 200
is gonna go to the thousands
is going
place
to go to the thousands place
and ask,
and ask,
can you give me
can you give me
10 hundreds
10 hundreds
since you're worth 1,000?
since you're worth 1,000?
And then
And then
no one answers the door
no
because
one
no one's home.
answers the door because no one's home.
That's me!
That is mean. Go on.
You're me!
Get some water. Water.
So
So
the 2,
the 2,
really 200,
really 200,
leaves a message for
leaves
the
a
thousands
message for
place
the thousands place
because
that
200
200
needs
needs
10 more
10 more
hundreds.
hundreds.
Well,
So-
just get rid of this one and make this one 9.
Get rid of this one.
Yeah.
Get rid of this one.
So borrow it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
borrow it.
Let's borrow.
Let's borrow it.
Let's borrow.
Yeah,
it.
totally not gonna break it or whatever.
Well, that's what we're supposed to
That's
do.
what we're
I was
supposed
getting
to do. I was getting there.
You can't borrow from
You
this.
can't borrow from this.
And you can't borrow from
And
this.
you can't borrow
Yes, you can.
from
You
this.
gave it a 10.
We haven't done that yet.
We haven't done that.
You're skipping
yet.
ahead of me.
You're skipping ahead of me. So you're the teacher? Next time. All right, go on. Listen.
Okay.
Okay.
We can't borrow from this either.
We can't borrow from this either.
So this 0 is
So
gonna have to
this
borrow.
0 is
The
going
one.
to have to borrow.
To yourself. To become a 10.
Yes.
Yes.
But
And now
then again,
And
how's
now-
the 0 gotta get any? Oh wait,
this
just
one.
This one.
This one. You know what? No, I'm just. This one says no. I'm gonna steal that one from you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. So
This, I'll just write it like that.
I'll write it
now
like
it
that.
steals
It steals,
not
not
it robbed a robber.
if you want to think about it like
if
that.
you want to think about it like that.
Or they're sharing the loot.
Or they're sharing the loot. They are sharing the loot. Okay.
Do you have
Okay.
any questions
Do you have
about
any questions
this so far?
about this so far?
What comes next, do you think?
What comes next? Do you think
We would
we would?
We donate to the poor.
okay.
Okay.
It is a low number.
It is a loan number.
Or the poor could just steal the money and become the 12.
Either way,
Either way,
It's a
that
12.
2 becomes a 12, yeah.
that too becomes a 12.
Now, what happens to this because it was
What
taken?
happens to
It
this
died.
because it was
doesn't-
taken from? It doesn't die.
It doesn't just go away.
Just go away.
It only had
It only
nice. It only had
had
1 taken from
one
it.
taken from it.
I might know the answer.
Okay, but I want you to
Okay, but I
understand this
want
process.
you to understand this
Yes,
process.
I understand what's
So
happening.
what's gonna go here?
So
What
what's
number?
gonna go here? What number?
0,
No,
1,
no,
No.
6.
no.
No.
I have no other possible answer.
Well,
Well,
I wasn't done.
I wasn't done.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready to
Let me know
listen. Okay.
when you
Or
are
ready to follow along.
to follow along.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready?
Okay.
Okay.
This
This
10
10
because it's in the
because it's in the
thousands place
thousands place
represents 10,000.
represents 10,000.
So when it gives
So when it gives
1,000 away
1,000 away
to the hundreds
to
place,
the hundreds place,
1,000
1,000
is equal to
is equal to
10
10
hundreds.
hundreds.
Do you understand that?
Do you understand that?
Yes?
Yes?
Okay. Because it's equal to
Because
10
it's
hundreds,
equal to 10 hundreds.
this here
This here
becomes 12
becomes 12
hundreds.
hundreds.
Does that make sense?
Does that make sense?
Now because
Now because
this
this
lost 1,000,
lost 1,000,
how many thousands are
how
left?
many thousands are
1.
left?
1,000.
Why?
Why?
Because 12 is.
I'm talking about this one
I'm
here.
talking about
Yeah,
this
but-
one here.
12, meaning itself, is 200. To itself, and the bigger number is 1, meaning the 10.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay,
This 10 gave away
this 10 gave away
one of its thousands.
one of its thousands.
So how many of
So
its thousands are
how
left over?
many of its thousands are left over?
If you have 10 of anything
If you have 10 of anything
and give one of
and
those
give
things
one of those things
away,
away,
how many of those things do you have
how
left?
many of those things do you have left? No,
Are you able to hear the
are you able to hear
question?
the question? Look at me. 10 of something. Take away one of something.
9.
So
Correct.
what is this
what
here?
is this here?
9, 12.
Yes, this is 9
Yes.
and this is 12.
And this
Well,
is
you
12.
already did. This is fine, but I
This
was
is
just
fine.
focused on this part.
I was focused on this part.
So what would this
So
digit
what
be?
would this digit be?
9.
9.
Oh. Right, it did die.
Right. It only gave away
Right.
One.
Only
One of its
gave away
thousands.
one of its thousands.
Oh, I forgot about that little rule. Oh.
So, okay.
Okay.
Can you go ahead and change this
Can
to a
you go
9?
ahead and change this to a 9?
4, 6, 1. 4, 6, 6, 1.
There's still a 9 here.
There's still a 9 here.
9, I mean. 9, 6, 6, 1.
No.
No.
You have
What?
9. Well,
You,
you have 9 minus 5.
you have 9 minus 5.
4.
Mm-hmm. You have this digit here as well.
You have this digit here as well.
I
Good.
forgot about that one.
Good.
How are you going to do this one using
How
borrowing?
are you going to do this one using borrowing?
I can, borrow this one.
Have a good one. How are you two? Do you need a 0 there? No.
67.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, looks. I think I already have 2 problems. This needs to be 11, but this needs to donate. So that'll be a 10. And that'll be a 16. 9, 2. Ooh. Bye.
Make sure to start in the ones place. Be
Make
careful.
Sure.
I know
to
what I'm
start
Okay.
in the
doing.
ones place.
I'm going to stop.
Be careful. Make sure you start
Do you know
in the
why I
ones
say that?
place. Do you know why I say that?
No.
Okay, the reason I say that
the
is
reason I say that is
you don't always need to
you
borrow.
don't always need to borrow.
So if you start borrowing
so
over
if you
here,
start borrowing over here,
Okay,
but didn't
but didn't start in the ones place.
Do we give you an example
Do
where
we
that
give you an
happens?
example where that happens?
Okay, sure. But the reason I'm borrowing because 1 can't die for itself. Because 3 needs a 10, a life, needs help. Because they can't attack 4 when they're 3. So
Mm-hmm.
they're asking someone for help. But that someone needs also help. So it's a 5, 11.
Okay, so you did start here.
You did start
You
here.
just haven't written it down.
You just
Okay.
didn't write it down.
That's all.
Okay, that's all.
And now this is 13. And then 2 minus 4 is 9, 7, 5. 5, 7, 9.
I'm gonna let you check one more
I'm
time
gonna let you check one more time.
because your borrowing is all
Because
good.
Your borrowing is all good.
No, this is 2.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
all.
I don't know what you
That's
saw.
Me either.
Me either.
I did that so well. I don't know what you're talking about.
You did.
You did.
This is obviously
May not be obvious.
May not be obvious.
well. I mean,
Guess what? If this was a
Guess what? If this was
say 6,
say 6,
it wouldn't need to borrow.
it wouldn't
It'd be a
need to
2.
borrow.
You know, it'd be a 2.
but it doesn't
It'd
need
be
to
2.
borrow.
What if this was a 5?
What if this was a 5?
Would it need to borrow?
Would it need to
Yes.
borrow?
Why?
Why?
Because then, how is a 5 enough? How is 4 still gonna be in need to defeat 5 when 18 can defeat 9? Because 18 can defeat 9, but how is a 4 gonna defeat 5?
I know what I know what you're saying,
you're saying,
but I want to confirm.
but I want to confirm.
Do you know if this digit is
Do
going to
you
be
know
a
if
2 or a 1?
This digit is
That's not
going
exactly
to
what I'm
be
saying,
a
though.
2 or a 1.
18 for 18.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. How's 4 gonna defeat a 5?
Good. Okay. So
Good.
what would
Okay,
this digit
so
be?
What would this digit be?
A 7. And therefore it'll be a 100.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Now,
just like you showed it here,
just like you showed it here,
I want you to get in the habit of
I
showing
want
it here.
you to get in the habit of showing it here.
How are you?
Oh, well. It's done. 189.
If the answer is correct,
The answer is correct.
are you saying that 14 minus 5 is 9, or is there
14
something?
minus
14
5
minus
is
5
9
is
or
8.
something?
And 18 minus 9 is 9.
Sorry, are you saying 14
Sorry,
minus
are
5
you
is 8?
Saying 14 minus 5 is 8.
Eight.
It isn't 8.
It isn't 8.
You did get the right
did
answer,
get
but
the
not.
right
Okay, well,
answer.
8.
And it's not that.
It's not that.
Well, 8 in the tens place.
It's still not 80.
It's still not.
It's
80.
just the fact that 14 minus 5, even if it was the ones
14
place,
minus 5, even if it was the ones place,
is not
is not
8.
8. 14 minus 5.
189 is it.
I don't just care about the answer
I
though.
don't care just about the answer.
You
though.
didn't show
You
every
didn't
step of the borrowing
show
process.
every step of the borrowing process.
Can I see your pencil?
Can I see your pencil?
Your pencil.
Your pencil.
I just,
Oh, I can get it.
there.
I can get it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But
I'm gonna cover this.
I'm going to cover this.
You took
You
from
took from
this
this
tens place. What does that 4
place.
become?
What does
3.
3.
that 4
13.
become?
Write it.
Write it.
Well, it becomes a 3 after
It becomes
just.
a 3 after just.
Okay.
Okay.
13 minus 5 is 8.
13 minus 5 is 8.
That's why I marked it right
That's
here.
why I marked it right here.
But what is 14
But
minus
what
5?
is 14 minus 5?
9.
9.
9.
I
Do you understand
Do
why?
you understand
I wanted to
why
point that out.
I wanted to point that out?
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
13 minus 5 is 8.
Show it.
Show it.
Sorry. Show it for
Show
this
it
problem.
for this
Yes, I will.
problem.
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
What did I do wrong?
I'm just trying to
I'm
avoid
just
what we
trying
did
to avoid what we did
on the previous question.
on the
I need a little space,
previous
please.
question. No, you
More
don't.
space.
More space.
This is less
This
wide
is
than my
less
finger.
wide than my finger. Don't even look.
I hate you, Dad.
Make that one.
It gave away to
It
the
gave
ones
away
place.
to the ones place.
So it's not 14.
So it's not 14.
13. It's 13. 6. 5. Yeah! I'm done.
Why you look at me?
Wait, what?
Be careful.
Be
Do not start from
Do
here
not start from here.
when borrowing.
When borrowing.
Did your thought
Did your
process start
thought
here?
process start
Okay.
here? Okay.
I'm just checking.
I'm just checking.
It's correct, but can you show
It's
the other
correct.
part of the borrowing?
But can you show the other part of the borrowing? Why are you poking me? I know you can do this. I'm just helping to explain.
You're just here.
I care.
Do you remember how to
Shush.
find the GCF?
Do you remember how to find the GCF
Using cake method?
using cake method?
Melting.
Remembering
Remembering
how to do it with
how to do it with
cake method
cake method.
is especially
Yeah, I
important
see.
for problems like
Especially
these.
important for problems like these. Do you remember the cake method? Don't, no. Do you sincerely? Yes or no? Yes or no? Either cue it or say it.
I do know how to do cake method.
Okay, good.
Go ahead and use the cake
Go
method.
ahead and use the cake method.
How is it not 12?
Go ahead
not
and
gonna
use.
share.
I'm not gonna share
Until you do the cake
until
method
you
and
do
find
the
out for
cake
yourself.
method and find out for yourself.
You got it.
You got it.
Thank you. Oh. You serious, right?
I didn't even check my
I
computer
didn't
for that one, but do you know
Check my
why that
computer
can't be
for
correct?
that one, but do you know why that cannot be correct?
18
18
is even,
is even.
meaning 2 fits into
Meaning
it.
2 fits into it.
Can 2 fit into any of these numbers?
Can 2 fit into any of these numbers?
Okay.
Can 2 fit into any of these numbers?
No.
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 So neither can
So
18.
neither can 18 because it's an even number.
Are you mad?
No, go on, please. If I was mad, would you care? You're here to solve problems.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you need a reminder of the mental math for that?
You need a reminder for
The mental math?
for the mental math of
No.
that.
Okay.
No. Six?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
60.
6 times 11
6 times 11
and 6 times 6.
and 6 times 6.
Get you back to the original.
Get you back to the original numbers.
Where's your mom or dad? Is she not there? Okay. Good job.
Good job.
Give this one another shot.
Give this one another shot.
Fine.
since you have 13,
Since you have 13,
you could think of that as a
could
launching point.
think of that as a launching Nice.
That's it.
It is it.
It is it.
6.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But who wants to count by 6?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But the cake method avoids
But the
it.
cake method avoids it.
It really is piece of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2. That would be 8. 46?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Three. That's it.
Yep.
Yep.
4, 4.
4.
4.
There's 6.
Yes, but can you?
Yes.
What does 2 fit in evenly to 45?
Does 2 fit in evenly to 45?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they're not even, it gets a
when
bit
they
tricky.
are not even, it gets a bit.
Well, 3 fits
Tricky.
with both of them.
How do you know?
How do you know?
They're both are. Well, both. This one is 15.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's able to get to 45, but it'll just take too long. That's all. But this one will be longer.
How do you know?
How do
It's
you
bigger,
know?
but how do
It's
you?
bigger.
How do you
but
find it?
How do you find it?
You know, 30 comes from 3 times 10.
Okay.
Okay.
3 can simply make 15. 3 can also simply make 12.
Okay.
Okay.
So, it'll take long, just...
Well, I like
Well,
what you said
I
so
like
far.
What you said. You said so far.
You said that
You said that
3 times 10 is
3 times
But don't you like 15?
10.
yes.
is-
15 is good
Yes,
for this.
15 is good for this.
You said that
But
3.
30 is
Said
just
that
another
3.
shortcut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that works.
that
That's all.
works.
I was just gonna
I was
expand on it.
just going to expand on it. I'm too slower with my left hand. Sorry.
Not 64.
Not 60.
Cause then check.
24.
24. Yep.
24. Yep.
Oh no. Broken. Broke. I can make 24 under 3.
Sure you can.
Sure you can.
Oh wait. 8.
Mm-hmm.
Three times 3 times 3.
Where's the other 3?
Where's the other 3?
3?
Oh wait, never mind. 9.
Yeah.
2 more. How am I supposed to get?
Multiplication facts.
8 times.
Oh, right.
Nice, yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Too easy. Now, how am I supposed to get 27?
You could use one of the previous questions to help you.
Use
I think.
one of the previous questions. Good.
Cake is very cakey. Cake method is very piece of cake.
Alright, next question, and then I'll get you signed out.
Question, and then I get you signed out.
Would you say your work today was easy, medium, or
Say
difficult?
your work today was easy, medium, or difficult.
Not hard, not easy, so like medium. And it's like the cake was too cake.
Too easy now?
Too easy now?
Since you mentioned it,
Okay.
Okay.
credits are your worst.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
Well,
next
now,
time
next time,
I may not
I
mention
may not mention
because I want you to
because
be able to remember to do it on your own.
I want you to be able to remember to do it on your own.
Alright?
Alright?
Are we saving or spending
Are
today?
we saving or
Save.
spending?
Save.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and
Go
put your
ahead
binder
and
back
Put your binder back
with the A names,
with the A names.
and you would be good to go. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. So I know you are Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. But are there any days we can do in a row, like Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, Friday, or not Saturday, Sunday, or Wednesday, Thursday? I read somewhere that and with any lesson, learning something new, it's good to like practicing learning the piano. You have a new lesson, it's good for the brain to learn the very next day versus sometime in between. So I just was asking the question to see if it fits your or our schedule to do that.
What I would say is not currently, just because Tuesdays and Wednesdays are our busiest days. So I know next Wednesday, for example, we hit 24 students at a time at one point. So it would be loud in here, which would also impact the learning environment for Audrey. So that was why I had chosen those days, and also they are because they're the less busy days. I have more wiggle room, and there will be less interruption during each session. So I think weighing what you had said versus distraction, I think minimizing the distraction would actually help more. And also spacing out the sessions over time helps with long-term retention.
Dad, you could just tell me where I could go. Because I really want you to get the game.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Oh, sorry, do you want me to?
No, it's okay. I just wonder if there might be a time we could experiment to see if he is distracted and then change back if necessary.
Okay.
Just
Or
I don't know when.
for this month, I will say keep it as is because I don't
Well,
want there to be
February or
scheduling.
March?
This month, so February.
Okay.
Because it's about to end.
To the end. Okay.
And then for March, I would say schedule how you have been doing, because that can be changed later on, and like that could be brought up during a March session, and then I'd be able to adjust accordingly.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
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 How do you feel about today?
How did you feel about today?
Good. Awesome.
Good. Awesome.
If you don't have
Thank
any
you.
questions for me,
Thank you, Nick.
you're very welcome.
Am I allowed to eat the starburst?
For what?
For what?
In the jar?
In the jar?
When it's candy day.
When it's candy day.
Okay.
When is candy day?
When is dance candy day?
Well, I'm probably gonna make it next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
The coming Thursday.
Because we did one already this month.
We did one already this month.
And I tried to
Try to
not overdo them
not overdo them.
because then it
Then
like loses its value.
Loses its value.
So did the value of the thing decrease?
Well, if the more
Well,
candy days that there
The more
are,
candy days that there are,
the more common they
the
are,
more common
they
they're-
become.
They become.
And because they're more common,
Because they're more common,
kids just take them for granted, and then
Kids
it's not
just
as
take them
enjoyable.
for granted, and it's not as enjoyable.
So that when it is candy
So
day,
that
they're
when
like,
it
"Oh,
is
yes."
candy day, finally, yes, we get candy. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
All right.
Here is February 24th, 2025.
Positive or negative?
Positive or negative?
Positive.
Why?
Actually, not negative.
Why?
Why?
Because up here, this reminds me that if you are multiplying a negative number, like negative 11 by 9 would give you negative 9, D9, because you're basically just multiplying the same amount, just higher.
Yeah, it's like owing
Like-
somebody $11.09.
Owing someone
But you,
$11.
but they said that you haven't done it for 9 days, so you had to owe them that amount of time by that amount of days.
Right, exactly. So it would be even
Exactly.
Like,
less.
So
if you haven't paid $5 and you haven't done it for 4 days, that would be 20 that you're owing to another person.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Good thinking.
Good thinking.
Now I gotta figure out this one. Negative 16. 17. Done.
No,
Nope.
you can simplify, but everything
You
is
can
equivalent.
Simplify, but everything is equivalent.
Oh, so equivalent means you just need to simplify.
Equivalent means
Equivalent means
same value,
same value,
but looks different.
but looks
Just needs a little
Looks.
simplify.
different.
Okay.
Typically when we use the word
Typically,
equivalent,
when we use the word equivalent,
it's in
it's in
context of simplifying.
context of simplifying.
I'm just thinking which side I should do it. Never mind, I know my answer. You do not assist. Yay!
Good job.
Good job.
You do not assist.
It was absorbed by the 30.
It was absorbed by the 30.
What 30? I don't see a 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have it? No, I didn't touch it. Are you done?
Yes.
Are you done?
There's a sign somewhere
There's
that
a
needs to be
sign.
fixed.
Somewhere
A sign.
that needs to be fixed.
Okay.
Yes, a sign.
Yes. Why did you make that negative
Yes,
at
why
first?
is that negative at first?
Because I got like two positives multiplying each other would make it negative. Because
In elementary school,
In
you multiply two
elementary
positives
school, you multiply two positives
all the time,
all the time,
right?
right?
Would you have ever gotten a
Would
negative
you
number in
ever
elementary
have
school?
gotten a negative number in elementary
no,
school?
because
No.
No.
because
Two positives make a
And
positive.
two
I forgot,
positives
just nothing's wrong.
make
but yeah,
positive.
when there's this, when you're multiplied by a positive, it flips the other way. But when you flip it by the same positive, you flip the other way again.
What I'll say is if you're multiplying
What
two
I'll
things,
say is if you are
It will be the same thing.
multiplying two things
with the same sign,
with the same sign,
the result will always
the
be positive.
result will always be
Remain the
positive.
same.
No, because if
No,
you have two negatives that are
Because
the same
if
sign,
you have two negatives that are the same sign,
the result is
the
positive.
result is positive.
So the same
So
sign,
the same sign,
two numbers with the same sign
two numbers
Okay.
with the same sign,
multiplied.
But when
multiplied
when there's a
multiply
Will
positive,
give
will
a
give
positive
a
result.
positive
but when you're
result.
multiplying positive and a negative, whatever you're multiplying with first will be the answer.
No,
No,
the order doesn't matter
the order doesn't matter
in multiplication
in multiplication.
because it's just addition
Because
over and
it's
over again.
just addition over and over again.
But you're subtracting by
We're multiplying.
Or multiplying.
a negative and a positive.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This.
This.
Sorry, what question are you
Sorry,
asking?
what question are you
Oh.
asking?
Good job.
Good job. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
How'd you get 9?
How did you get 9?
A trick.
Which is?
Which
A new
is
trick.
What is it?
What is
I would
it?
love to know.
I would love to know.
I mean, you know 30s and 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know 3 times 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know 6 times 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know 9 times 10.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I simply got it from 9 times 10, and then I just simply added a 9.
Yeah. Launching points.
Launching points.
Yeah,
Nice.
easy launching
Nice.
points differently.
Oh, number 1 is fun.
Oh, number 1 is fun.
Actually, the first 2 are.
Actually, the first 2 are.
Now these ones, I'm just gonna simply do the cake method, since they're really confusing to my brain. To 13.
Is this one even?
Is this one even?
No,
Or even?
he came in divided by
Even.
2. So
Sometimes it is good
Sometimes it is good
to find the
to
factors
find the factors
of the numbers
of
that
the
we're dealing with.
numbers that we are dealing with.
If you're unfamiliar
If
with
you
them,
are
especially if they're not on the
unfamiliar.
multiplication table.
And if they are not on the multiplication table,
this one is weirdy.
Yeah, both of them are.
yeah, both of them are.
They're not on the multiplication table.
They're not on the multiplication table.
Can you list some factors of 26?
Can you list the factors of 26?
No,
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
it's so long and boring.
Oh, guess what?
Well,
Sitting here will
guess
also be
what?
long and boring.
sitting here will also be long
Pick your-
and boring.
Pick
Pick
which
well,
one you would like.
Which one you would like?
What?
Sitting here
Okay,
is
fine.
boring.
But what time is it?
Time for math.
Or math.
Okay.
It's 7:45.
Okay. 6.
745.
You already found 2 factors of 26.
You already found 2 factors of 26.
Where's your parent?
He's on the left, I think. I'll call him.
Okay.
18.3 is the only answer.
Can you list the factors of 26?
It's the factors of 26.
Yeah, but you can't get to
Thank you.
65.
Let's list them first, and we'll be able to determine that.
Let's list them first, then we will be able to determine that.
All right. Awesome.
All right, awesome.
Those are all the factors of 26.
Those are all the factors of 26.
So you can't just...
Well, no.
Well, no.
I gave this away.
I gave this away.
Does 2 fit into
Does
65?
2 fit into 65?
Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Thumbs up or down?
Why?
Why?
Because 26 can't make in 65.
How does 13 make 65?
How does 13
Because,
make
well,
65?
it's a easier odd number. And
So is 1.
So is 1.
yes, but it would be taking long. It would take too long. And 13 can fit into 26.
So how do we know it fits into 65
So how do
with certainty?
we know it fits into 65 with certainty?
What's 26 times 2?
52.
52.
Add a 13.
Is that what you did in your head?
Is that what you did in your head?
Good.
Good.
That's all I needed. I just
That's
wanted
all
evidence.
I needed. I just wanted evidence.
13 is their common factor.
13 is their common factor.
And I didn't know why I didn't thought of it because
But that's why I wanted you to list the
But
factors.
that's why I wanted you to list the factors.
Because it's not something
Because
that you would
it's not
immediately think
something
of.
you would immediately
you do.
think of.
Does that make sense?
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
Oopsies.
Have a good one.
This one looks like a 13 to me.
Well, test it.
Well, test it.
Ah! There you go.
You scared it into being 13? Sorry.
Yeah, it's 13.
How do you know?
How do you know?
Logic points.
Okay.
Okay.
What launching point did you
What
use? And how did you use it?
launching point
13
did you use and how
times
did
10.
you use it?
13 times 10. 130. If you take 3 13s. That makes 39. You can get to 91.
I see what you're saying.
I see what you're saying. Good job.
I think out of the box.
It's a good way to think.
It's a good way to think.
Because you know why I said that?
Why?
Why?
Is it because of
Is it
This?
because of this?
No, because normally you would want to think inside of the box because you want to know the perimeter inside the house. Instead, I think out of the house.
perimeter is outside the house?
Perimeter is outside of the house.
Cool.
Cool.
And I just showed you how I think out of the house.
Okay.
Because I
Okay.
did 13 times 10.
That's nice. I like it.
That's nice. I like it.
I'm not gonna mark you
I'm not
wrong
gonna
for
mark
not doing
you
the work.
wrong for not doing the work.
I'm not mad at you.
I'm not mad
I'm
at
not
you
mad
either.
at you either. No one's mad at you.
I
Where'd you
have-
get that? You would never be mad at me. What?
I'm happy with the way you thought about it.
Happy with the way you got that.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Some braining.
For which question?
For which question?
I forgot. 9. 16. 24. Oh man.
You may want to just use cake method.
You may just want to use cake method.
I guess I have to. I gotta think inside the house.
You had cake tonight. Use it.
Stop.
Seriously.
Cancelled. Stop that. Oh dear. 41. Dude, I insist. Is that it?
No.
No.
Have a good one.
I thought you were legitimately saying that to me, and I was like, a good one? What do you mean? What are we doing meat?
May I remind you your goal was 4 pages? Go on, please.
I'm not braining. I don't like my brain.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I don't understand what that statement even means.
I don't understand what that statement means.
I just realized what I said. Stop! Stop!
Compute.
Stop. This gives me 88. What time is it?
You got this.
No, I don't. No. No way. Yeah, how am I alive, Mom? No.
Which question
Which question
are you doing?
are you doing?
They're both even, right? Or they're all
both
even.
Even.
It doesn't.
Or they
It doesn't even
are
fit
all
in.
Even.
They're all even, right?
They're all.
Yeah, they're
So
all
what
even.
number fits into
So
all of them?
what
It's 8.
number fits
This one is
into
8.
all of them?
Number 10.
How'd you get 8?
How did you get 8?
So I find the difference of these two numbers, 56 and 72, it gives me 16. And then I took how many times I would take with 16 to get to 128. I apparently couldn't get enough because the closest I could get was 120. But there was room for 8. So
I'll take it. I like the reasoning.
I'll take it. I like the reasoning.
how am I supposed to do 49 and 35?
Multiplication fact.
Multiplication facts.
I don't know my multiplication fact.
But we did them.
But we did that.
And you mastered
Siri,
them.
help
We
me.
mastered them.
Oh wow, she responded.
If she did respond, I would have started saying 0 a bunch of times.
If she did respond, I would have said 0 a bunch of times. Haha.
Well, I think that's it for today.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's 8 p.m.
7:59.
Let's go to the other page.
And you missed an hour due to being sick. Catch up. You got this. Go, go, go.
Do you remember what makes
Do you
35
remember what makes 35
when you multiply?
when you multiply?
Maybe I should have did this one, but I'll do this one.
It'll still be there.
It will still be there.
No, it won't if I don't see it. I love my life. 24 difference. Well, 24 is clearly not the answer.
Now, some of these you
Now,
can
some of these you can
tell what goes into
tell
both
what
numbers
goes into both numbers
pretty quickly,
pretty quickly
right off the bat.
right off the bat.
What goes into both of these?
What goes into both of these?
20.
No.
No.
Oh, there's a 20 difference. And in order to get
you
this
count-
one,
if
you
you
need
count by-
34.
If you count by 20s, will
If
you
you
get
count
68?
by 20s, will you get 68?
No.
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 Not even an 88.
Okay, so but what number has
But
to
what
fit into
number
both?
has to fit into?
Filled it out.
They're both even.
They're both
Yes,
even.
2.
Yes, 2.
Good job.
Good job.
Eh. Don't look at me. Don't laugh at me. That's so disrespectful.
Takes one to know one.
Do you want to know?
I think I need a break.
No, you're fine. Keep going.
Oh. How am I supposed to get 17 with a 3?
You can't.
You can't.
And you can't do that
You
either
can't
with
do
22.
that either with 22.
We're actually done.
You're actually done.
Have a good one.
I just have the answer. 27. 42. 48.
I watched half of the first episode and it was too awkward. I turned it off. That's the whole point of the show. Cool. I'm not watching calendars.
15, 18.
Look, honestly, I get it. First episode, horrible. Horrible in the sense that it's like bad engaged, just intentionally awkward.
16. Is that correct? Is there any more?
Do you think?
What do you think?
No.
No, there aren't
No,
anymore.
there aren't any more.
Yeah. I refuse.
Shouldn't you be happy there are no more
Shouldn't you be
common
happy
factors?
there are no more common factors?
'Cause then-
Then you can go on.
yeah, there you go.
There
Good
you
job.
go. Good job.
Oh wow, 49. I wonder where I saw that.
Here.
Like, I just watched the bits on TikTok. But yeah, that's why it's on TikTok. It's fun. Take a shot. Or just watch TikTok versions. You don't have to. Unless you're done. You're technically done.
Can you divide 35 by 2? This is kind of stupid.
Can't divide either, it's 1 by 2.
You can't divide either of them by 2.
If you were getting stuck,
If you are getting stuck,
Oh, I know what to do.
what should you do?
Oh,
Yeah.
alright. Now when
Alright.
you get stuck with these,
Now, when you get stuck with these.
Try listing out factors.
Try listing out factors. Why are you looking at me that way?
And you can do 5, but it won't do nothing. It's useless. It'll give you 5 times.
Alright, do any of those numbers fit into
Do
49?
any of those numbers fit into
49.
49?
7.
So you just found a common
So
factor.
you just found a common factor.
See how quickly
See
you made
how
it?
quickly you made it?
By finding the factors.
By finding the factors?
Yeah. Thank you for getting rid of pain.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I hate you, paper.
Hate's a strong word. Well, relatively.
What is that?
What is that?
2 set of 7 difference.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
Do you want to write it
Do you
somewhere
want to
else?
write it
Well,
somewhere else?
Hold on.
You already have 5 times
You
7 here.
already have 5 times 7 here.
5.
Yes.
Yes.
How many more 7s do you
How
need to get
many
49?
more 7s do you need to
7 times 7
get
is
to 49?
Yay! 14. I hate your problems.
They get worse.
They get worse.
So,
Mwah, ha 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 ha.
I blame you.
what am I supposed to
What am I supposed to do?
I blame you.
We don't make up the rules.
Lovely. What?
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 I always said lovely.
Lovely.
Okay. Three. Oh. 30. Oh, never mind. Wait. I just found my technique.
What technique did you find out?
What technique
Well, not really
did you
technique.
find out?
Not really technique. My old shortcut I just discovered or whatever.
What is it?
What is it?
3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. So therefore I got 23. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. I got 31.
Good.
Yay. These ones are weird.
They're prime.
They're prime.
If you want a word to
If you
describe
want
their
a word
weirdness.
to describe their weirdness. You are prime. Like me.
7?
7 about for
7.
what?
For what?
Both of them.
No.
No.
Nothing fits into them
Nothing
except
fits
themselves.
into them except
So it's 3.
themselves.
3 is the common factor.
3 is the common factor.
Or greatest common factor.
Or the greatest common factor.
You know it's even more boring?
You know what's even more boring?
1.
1. Well, it depends on what that 1 does.
What one?
Like if 1's the greatest common
If
factor.
1's the greatest common factor,
That would be a pretty boring
that
question.
would be a pretty boring question.
Well, at least a helpful one.
Why? How?
Why? How?
Oh,
It
'cause-
solved the
Oh, 'cause-
problem.
Oh, it wouldn't require work.
It would require work.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's all. Just gotta put your little brain to it. Little brain farce and freeze into it. Shut. Shush, shush. You heard nothing. 3. Six. 21.
Nice.
All right, let's get 3. 2. 1, 6, 7, 8.
Wait, what are you even
What are you
counting?
doing?
What are you counting?
What are you counting?
1, 6, 7, 8.
1, 6, 7, 8?
6, 12.
Do you know 3 times 5?
Do you know 3 times 5?
15.
How many more 3s?
How
do
many
you
more
need 3s
do you need
18.
to get
21.
21?
7. And a 9. And it's 9. Yay.
Number 2.
2.
Okay. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Okay, stop. Well, let me do this real quick. 7. 9. And that becomes 70. So plus 1. And 77. And then 84. Becomes 91. 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow! It's 7.
It is 7.
The whole
It is 7.
answer right here.
Yep.
Oh wow, the math street. Can I do the math street?
820.
Would you say your work today was
Would you say your work today was
easy, medium, or difficult?
medium, or difficult?
Difficult.
Alright, do you feel like
All right. Do you feel like
you learned anything new?
you learned anything new? So bad.
Do you feel like you learned anything new
Do
today?
you feel like you learned anything new today?
Yeah.
What was it?
What was it?
That I was able to figure out whether if you basically add 2 set of G's to 3 set of G's would be 6 set of G's or 5 set of G's, and it was 5 set of G's. And it's not cheese, it's G.
G's.
Huh?
Not cheese. It's G's.
Oh, I understand. Because you held this up.
You held this up.
Cheese.
There's no cheese on there.
Cheese on there.
I wish there's some cheese. I would like some cheese.
Well,
Especially from
cheese
cheese.
is cued cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese. And G's is cued G's.
Cheese.
No, G's.
Cheese.
G's. Cheese.
If I
Cheese,
didn't know
cheese.
that, I would be like cheese. Cheese.
G's. Gee whiz. Wait.
No.
Gee
Cheese.
whiz.
Cheese. 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 Anyways.
I'm gonna put these in section 4.
I'm going to put these in section 4.
And you are good to go.
And you are good to go.
You'll open next time with 2
We
mastery
open
checks.
next time with 2 mastery checks.
How did you feel about today?
How did you feel about today?
Sad.
Why?
Why? I wonder. Maybe I didn't get to go to my mastery check.
We'll get to next time.
We will get to it next
But-
time.
But over seriousness, it was good and a little challenging.
Okay.
Good review.
Good.
Good.
And you got the first 2 right. by
And you
the way.
got the first 2 right,
Actually-
by the way.
That's my mental math.
That's my mental
So
math.
I'll verify
So
on
I'll
here
verify on here
next time.
next time.
No.
Awesome job.
Awesome job.
Unlike the last question.
It's fun.
This one,
It's not as bad as it looks.
it's not as bad as it looks.
There's a I think this one is probably worse.
I think
even
this
though
one's
the numbers are
probably
smaller.
worse.
No,
or
that
the
one's-
smaller.
That was okay.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll see when you do it.
we'll see.
Never mind.
when
I
you do
see.
it.
Now I see that one worse. But like you're multiplying by 1/4.
That also just
You're-
means
That also just means
dividing by 4.
dividing by 4.
But this one is by a whole number, and you could just
But there are-
simply add a -10 to this
No,
fraction.
you'd be multiplying
No, you'd be
negative
multiplying negative 10
times the fraction.
times a fraction.
So like this one is negative, not negative, positive 1020c.
No,
No,
positive
positive
10 times half
10
times c.
times half. Half times c.
And 10 times half
And 10 times half
is 5.
is 5.
So 5c.
But it would involve a bunch
But
of
it
fraction
would
multiplication.
Involve a bunch of fraction multiplication.
But it's only c, not b or a. So it's just 5c. And then plus whatever this is.
Times negative 10.
Times negative 10.
We'll get to it next time.
We will get to it next time. Speaking of next time,
Yeah.
Thursday. Correct? Are we on the calendar for Thursday?
Because we're probably not being here for Saturday, right?
Right. Saturday is a robotics day for you. Or do I need to
Yes,
skip?
I see
Okay.
Thursday.
Okay. Good.
And then next month, though, I don't see any.
No,
so-
I haven't signed up for
Okay.
anything yet.
But this month should be all good. Do either of you have any questions before you go?
Do you have any questions before we go?
What day is it?
Monday.
Today?
Oh, election week. We don't have any
Election
special days
week. We don't have
today.
any special days today,
Other than election.
other than election.
But what
week.
about like what day is today? 24th or 5th?
Oh, 24th.
24th?
Okay. When is Thursday?
28th.
28th.
Am I allowed to have the starburst?
Or sorry, 27th.
27th.
But
Can you have a candy?
yes, it's candy day on Friday.
Yes, it's
or on
candy
Thursday.
day on Thursday.
How-
And you'll have to vote
Okay.
If you would like.
if you would like. Oh my gosh, Augie!
I'm gonna take 2 of your help cards.
I'm gonna take 2 of your help cards.
You don't need 3 of them.
You don't need 3 of them.
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you said take 2 of my cards.
Oh no, that's not nice.
Oh no, that's not.
You earned them.
Not nice. You earned them.
Okay.
Now, I will be counting
We'll be counting
the votes for
the
today.
votes for today.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be an interesting count.
it will be an
I think it'll be-
interesting count.
I'll see a lot of my name in there.
I'll see a lot of my
Yeah.
name in there.
Am I next time? Can I be introduced to the other people?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Would you like
Or-
to go on to the
Would
instruction
you like
board?
to go on to the instruction board?
Floor?
Floor?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
box for cards?
Oh,